Hey guys, it's James again. What I wanted to talk to you about today is June bugs. I've had a real problem with them this year. Never have seen them hardly before. You know, maybe one here, one there, but this year there are literally thousands and thousands and thousands of these June bugs. And I have a grape arbor here in my yard. I have a plum tree, a peach tree, and an apple tree. They've not touched the peach tree, but the grape arbor, they've decimated. The plum tree, there's no fruit at all left, and they've eaten nearly every leaf off of it. And so, let's take a look. Alright, you can see my plum tree here in front of us, and you can see by looking at it that its leaves and they're brown and chewed up. There's holes in nearly all of them. And there's absolutely no fruit on this tree anymore. Let me pan to the left. Now you can see my peach tree, and you can see the volume of peaches and how the branches are even bent over some. The plum tree you just saw before with no fruit at all on it, it had as much fruit on it as that peach tree does now at the beginning part of the summer. That devastation of that tree is due to the June bugs. Let's move in a little closer and let you get a look at the leaves themselves. Hopefully I'll be able to hold the camera still enough that you can see the leaves. They're chewed away to nearly nothing. There's almost nothing left of them now. And that's over most of the tree. You can see there's one leaf there that's still pretty much intact, but you can see where the bugs have chewed it apart. Let's go take a look next at my grapevines. And here are my poor grapevines. The leaves of the grapevine itself, you can see that they're pretty well chewed up. Let me move in a little closer. In fact, there's one of these evil, vicious June bugs right there. That's what's been eating everything, to include the leaves. And you can see that's what he's doing right now. He's sitting there munching away on the leaf of my grapevine. In fact, there's one trying to land on me at the moment. The other thing that I want you to notice is when you look in here, you'll see what grapes there are literally, they're worse off than raisins now. They're dried up. There's nothing left. Hold on, let me get a set up. Alright, what I'm holding in my hand there, it's a clump of grapes from my grapevine. They're literally dried up and withered away to nothing. That's caused by the June bugs. They have literally sucked every bit of the juice out of all the grapes on the entire grapevine. When they ran out of grapes, they went after the vines themselves and the leaves. Alright, well, I started out showing you the tree, the grapevines, and at the point we were talking about the June bugs. Well, I looked them up on the internet, of course, after I got a good look at them and tried to figure out what kind of bug it was. And I showed you the bug itself over there. Well, this is what I finally found to get rid of them. It is something I bought at Tractor Supply, and using it, what it does is, let's take a look at one of them that's active right now. We're looking at the Spectracide bug in a bag, or bag-a-bug is what it's called. And you can see one of the bugs on the side of it right here. Yep, I was hoping to give him some help getting inside. There's one dead right up on the top. He got stuck in there. But what happens is the bugs run into the plastic things and fall down in there. Now, I've had these bags for about a week and a half now. So far, I bought the traps, and I also bought some extra bags to go with them. I've opened one box of the extra bags. The traps came with 2 bags each with the traps, and I've got 2 of them. I got the one you see there, and then another one over there. So I've put out these traps, and I put the original bag on. It filled up to a little over halfway, and I'd read in there that you didn't want to leave them over like a week because the dead bugs inside the bag would begin to stink, and it would basically scare away the other bugs, and you wouldn't catch any more in your trap. So I replaced the first set of bags when they're half full. Then I forgot about them for like 3 days, 4 days. I happened to come back out, and when I came back out and realized I should check them, the bag was full to right here. It was that full of bugs, and a lot of them were still alive. So I took those bags off, threw them in a trash bag, sealed them up, set them aside, along with the first set of bags. And then I put a third set of bags on the traps. And that was, I think, like Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday or so. But anyway, a few days. No more than 3 days, 4 days between changes of bags, maybe 5 at the most. So I put those in a trash bag, set them aside, just in the yard. I didn't take them in the house or anything because, of course, the bugs were still alive in the trash bag. And I left it out in the sun like the box suggested so that the sun would heat it up and kill the bugs inside. Now I've noticed there's still some bugs around here, but I lost all my fruit, lost all my grapes, but it looks like I'm able to keep, thanks to these traps, I'm able to keep enough leaves on the trees so they're not going to kill my tree, they're not going to kill my grapevine. I also have a Granny Smith apple tree, and it's suffering under the attack of these bugs also. Luckily, they didn't really go for the fruit on it, but they went after the leaves. So I'm hoping these traps will continue to catch them, and I'm going to leave the traps. As long as I'm seeing June bugs flying around and landing on them, I'm going to keep replacing the bags and keep using the traps. Again, I bought them at Tractor Supply. I think the traps are like $5.99 for each trap, and then the extra bags were like $3.99. And so it's not a real expensive thing, but it will catch the bugs. Now, the control measures that I read on the internet talked about using poisons on the ground to stop the larvae, because during this time when they're active and they're eating all your leaves, they're also mating. And then they put their eggs on the ground and they turn into larvae and they go around, they can actually kill your grass. I didn't want to use any sort of pesticide. I didn't want to use anything that was a poison. I didn't want to spray my trees with poison. I didn't want to put any poison on the ground, and I'll show you why. That's why. What that is it's what we call, or what the manufacturer that drew up the plans to make those with called a chicken tractor. And we have 4 chickens, and you can probably see them a little bit in there. So I didn't want to use poisons in an area where I have my chickens and maybe hurt them, or, you know, if not kill them, then hurt them enough to where maybe their eggs wouldn't be that healthy for me and the wife to eat. So, of course, I'm going to avoid pesticides at all costs. Now, I do know people talk about using soapy water and other things to spray the leaves. That might all work, but I found these traps, they work, they're killing the bugs, so I'm contented. And I'm getting rid of the bugs, and hopefully I'll get rid of enough where there won't be enough larvae for next year, my trees, to get attacked. Sadly, this is the first year in like 3 or 4 that I've had really good fruit on the trees, and then the fruit got ate by the bugs. Oh well, it is what it is. Anyway, that pretty much concludes my video about the bug bags and how to get rid of the June bugs. I hope someone will find this helpful in the near future, or maybe next year. Anyway, it's James again. Have a great evening.